Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Gonna do a little two-parter here. Gonna do a front grille replacement as well as the hood bulge on the Tacoma back here. Before we get started, wanted to do a special shout out to my buddies over at sparksparts.com, Jamie and Micah. They did a fantastic job. They hooked me up with the right parts, got them here quick. I love them. They look perfect. Anyway, you guys are looking for anything, get a hold of Jamie or Micah over at sparksparts.com. Don't forget to use discount code RobMotive. It'll save you 5% on your order. Let's get started. Today is going to be part 2 of the remodel of the front end of my Tundra here. You guys can see I've got the hood open. The new hood bulge is already up there. That was in yesterday's video. But today we're going to tackle the grill. We're going to take this off, transfer the sensor there to the new grill, and then put it back on. Now, to take this off, there's just a few little things you have to take off the top here first, and then it just pulls out via little push-in pins and holders and stuff. And that's this little push pin, and then there's a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here, a bolt here, and this push pin rather here. And a little tip for you, I learned this myself the last time I did this. These push pins, if you take a screwdriver and put it right in the edge right here, let me show you, right here in the edge, and just pry that up, then the whole push pin will just pull right out. I used to try to do it from underneath and force the thing up, and of course I ruined them. I never realized that it just pulls up like so. You guys see that? It just pulls up, and then you can pull this whole pin out. So I'm gonna get you guys set up. One other thing, you need to disconnect this wiring harness here, this connector, which powers the sensor that's on the front of the truck there. So make sure you disconnect that. That way when you go to pull the grill off, you won't have anything still connected on there. So let me get you guys set up, and then we're gonna take it off. Okay, here we go. First of all, first thing that I'll do anyway, you need to be able to access the wiring harness or the connector for the TSS system. So we're going to disconnect that first because I don't want to go through all the rest, forget to do that, and then have to try to do that while I'm trying to balance the grill at the same time. So there's a panel right here. It just has two little push kind of holder things in the front. So you pull it up from the front and then slide it up from the back. You guys can see there's two little push prong like things here, and then two little arms, if you will, that go underneath here in the front. So that's how you take this panel off. Just set it aside. You will need it later. And right here, of course, you can see the connector. We're going to go ahead and see about getting that off. If I can figure out the best way to do that. Okay, best way to do that, right here on the edge. Unfortunately, it's facing out where you can get to it. There's a little prong right here. You just kind of pry that up a little bit from the side. I actually did it from the side right here. Pull it up a little bit, and then this connector will just slide right off. So now that's free. We don't have to worry about that. The only other thing is the connector here that's hooked to the grill is, it's actually held on by a little connector thing right on the grill, so we don't have to do anything else. We now can take the pins and the bolts off, so we can just pull the grill. So let's see you guys set up there a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start with the push pins. Again, slide it in under the edge so the pin part pops up, and then the rest of it just pulls out, just that easy. Very simple. So we're going to set these aside. You will need all this hardware to put the new grill back in. Down here on the end, take out the other push pin down here. Same thing, very easy. And then we'll grab our 10mm socket here. Toyota loves everything 10mm. If you've got a 10mm socket, you could probably take the whole truck apart. So make sure you get a 10mm socket. We're going to take the 4 bolts off. And there you go, all 4 bolts. Now, we should just be able to pull this grill right off the front, if all goes well. Set you guys back a little bit so you can see that. It should pull out and then a little bit up, I believe. We do need to clear, if you guys look right down in here, just a little tip for you once again, so that you don't break anything. Where we took the bolts out, the little plastic or nylon insert in there that they bolt into, it actually has a nub that is even with or above the edge of the grill. I want to make sure we lift up a little bit when we pull off so we don't damage anything there. Just a quick little tip for you. All right, let's see what we got. Got it. And here's a tip for you. Pull up from the bottom to release while you pull out. So pull up and out. That releases these little tabs down here. Much easier to do if you do it that way. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting with it. So I got it off. No damage. All right, now we're going to tackle the sensor. Don't really remember exactly how to do this, so we're going to work through it together. So bear with me. I'll show you guys how to do it as I go. I think I have an idea. But I've got both grills set up here on the table, you guys can see. And we're going to start working right here. And I'll see if I can't zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see that. I think that's a pretty good shot. And what we have to do, I'll zoom you out a little. We have to take the screws out of the sensor there that you can see in the center, as well as where the wire leads up there, and transfer all of that, including the Toyota emblem on the front, to the new grill, which is sitting back there. So let's go ahead and see if we can't tackle that. Should just be 3 screws here, I believe, to get the sensor loose. But before I do that, I think I'm going to see about getting the wiring little holders off here, so that we can just slide this wiring off and not have to worry about doing anything with that anymore. So they just push in here on each side, and then it just drops right down. I'm assuming the other one's going to be pretty similar. Let's take a look there. They actually push in from the sides. So you push in here and here, and this one pushes in here. So the one that's in the back closest to me, both the sides push in. Now they'll just slip right back in to the new one, of course, but to get them off, that's how it works. So let's tackle the sensor itself now. So a few things to remove. There are 3 bolts here, 2 black ones, 1 on each side, and then a silver one at the top. And then the wiring is held in by some little kind of grommet-y thing here that we're going to have to figure out how to get off. Let's see. I think that might just pull up. Unlucky. Looks like underneath there's a nub. Let's see. Okay, here you go. There is indeed a nub on each side of this connector. One here and one over here. You just have to put a little screwdriver underneath this little cover that's on the top of it. Push in on each side while you pull up, and I do one side at a time. And then it pulls straight up out of that hole. So pretty simple once you once you figure out how to do it. Now we're going to take the sensor itself off and relocate it to the new grill. So let's go ahead and remove these bolts. Just like so, and now, in theory, it should pull right off. It does. And you'll notice, and I want to keep everything the same way. To make it easy for myself, I want to make sure I keep it the same way so that I can put it on the new grill the same way. Now, the two black screws that we just took off, you may notice there are little silver inserts in here. You have to relocate these to the new grill, and it's right on the slots that I'll show you here in just a minute. And should be pretty simple. So let me go ahead and do that. I'll show you where they go, and I need a new battery for the camera, so we'll be right back. Okay, got a new camera in the battery, or a new battery in the camera, so we should be good. These pieces that I told you about, the silver pieces, slide right in these slots on the new grill, like that, and like that. That's it. Now, the next thing that we want to do is go ahead and put the new sensor, over here. And remember, I left it sitting the same way, so you should just be able to bring it right over here and throw all the parts in. Should be pretty easy. And there's even a couple of locator pins on the grill here that you can stick them into. Not too hard. So let's go ahead and re-bolt this thing down. Very, very simple. Now we're going to go ahead and put our cables back in. Again, should be pretty simple to do. These just push right back into these slots. Here we have that one, perfect. And then down here, slip this one back in the notch. And that's it. All our wiring and our sensor is now transferred to the new grill. So all we have to do now is put the Toyota emblem from the old grill onto the front. Now, this is going to be interesting because on the old grill, they use these funky washers. I don't really know what they're called. See if I can zoom you in on them. These are a bear. I remember from the last time. Let me zoom you in, you guys can see them. These washers here. I don't know if you guys probably didn't see that. There we go. This washer right here. There's one here and there's one here. You have to get those things off. I don't know of any way to get those off without breaking the studs that they're on. There's a stud right here and a stud right here. And getting these things off is a bear because they're not meant to come off. So I'm going to work on those a few minutes. It's merely a matter of prying them off. I really don't want to break them. I did before. It wasn't a big deal because there are little notches on here that hold, little pressure flanges, if you will, that hold that emblem on. It wasn't a big deal, but I'd really rather not break them. So I'm going to give that a little attention, see if I can figure out how to get them off. I don't know. I'll let you know what happens. All right, we're going to call that a big fail. These are the washers I'm talking about. They suck. That's part of the plastic nub that broke off. Each one broke off, but it's not really a problem, and I'm going to show you why. I think instead of wasting time screwing with them, you just break them and move on. They'll break when you're trying to get them off. Now, the reason I say it's not a problem is because inside the grill here, and I've already got it released, but here is the Toyota cover, you guys can see, and there are tabs, little pressure tabs here, and locators that hold this on. This is where the washers broke. But there are little tabs here that hold it on. Same thing happened on the last grill, so I'm not real concerned about it, but we're going to go ahead and get this on the new grill now. Let's go ahead and remove this. We don't need this anymore. Make sure you can see that. All right, and we're going to put the new, or rather the old, Toyota logo on. Now you do want to make sure you have this right. Since I'm doing it the same way, it should be right. Meaning the top of the Toyota emblem, if you wanted to, you could put it on upside down. But it goes like this, so the top faces the top part of the grill that way, and it does. So all we should have to do really is put this thing underneath, make sure everything is copacetic, and pop it back in. So let's make sure we got everything lined up nice. I think we do. Looking pretty good to me. I just want to check before I push it down. Okay, here we go. There we go. Everything is put back in. Everything is back together. That emblem is not going anywhere. And you guys can now see what the TSS system looks like behind that grill, by the way. But that's it. We're done. We've relocated the sensor. We've put the emblem back on the front with minimal carnage, just a little bit. If it really bothered you that those tabs are broken, you could put a little silicone on there, you know, to kind of glue it down a little bit. I don't see any reason to do that. It's held on by 4 tabs here, so it should be fine. Really shouldn't be an issue. So I'm going to go ahead, set you guys up outside, and we're going to put this thing on the truck. All right, we're going to go ahead and put the grill back on, but before I get started, I just want to point out a couple things for you guys. In putting it back on, there are slots in the truck on each side, as well as little holes for the push pins to go in. And the slots, zoom you in a little so you can see them, are at the same location on both sides. You can see them here and here, and then there are little push pin holes, if you will. Let's see, there are 3 of them along the front there. You guys can see one there, one there, one there, and then the slots, of course, over there, just like we have right here and right here. Those correspond to, let's see if I can get you straight here. Those correspond to these little arms, if you will, on the grill itself, and they are here and here, so bottom and top. And then the little push pins, or they're not really push pins, the little nubs, whatever you want to call them, the little pins that go along the front there, 3 of them, and then over to the other side where you have the arms again. So that's how we're going to put it in. Go ahead and turn you guys around here, and we'll see how easy this thing is to get in. I'll zoom you out so you can watch the carnage. I will not be responsible for any language that might occur during this reassembly. And here we go. This is a good time also to make sure that you have your emblem facing the right way. Be a real drag to get this thing in just right the way you want it, and the emblem's upside down or something. I don't even know if you can put it in upside down, but just in case. Okay, we want to line up everything, of course, at the same time. All right. By golly, I think we got it. So now we have to do is put the push pins and the bolts back in the top, and we're done. That's it. One thing, don't forget, you do want to reconnect your TSS sensor, or you might have a problem. That's just a matter of plugging it in down here and putting this cover back over that I told you you're going to need later. One tip I'll give you once again, when you're putting the screws back in, or the bolts, they are going into nylon inserts, so you want to be careful. You can strip those just like that, so just snug them. They really aren't in there, you know, real tight. Let's go ahead and reconnect the sensor, put the cover back on, and we'll take a look. This is just a matter of plugging it in. Everything should be about the same position it was before. I don't know if you guys heard it click, but that's it. This cover should fit right on here just like it did on the other one, and it does. And that's it. The job is complete. Okay, we got the hood down. Let's take a look. There you go. You guys can see there. We have color matched surround, color matched hood bulge, and the sensor cover and all has been relocated. I think it looks awesome. Again, really changes the front end look of this truck without all that chrome staring at you on there. I think it's awesome. Wow. Now, the next thing we're going to do, of course, is going to be the bumper caps down here. I have something coming for those. That'll be the next facelift part of the mod on this truck. But I'm very happy with it. I think it looks awesome. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Special thanks out there to Sparks Parts for hooking me up with these. They do a fantastic job. I've used them for other parts before, and I gotta say, they know their stuff. Jamie and Mike over there at Sparks Parts. If you're looking for something, contact them, sparksparts.com. Don't forget to use the discount code RobMotive. It'll save you 5% off of your order. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Click that subscribe button if you haven't before. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a good day. Bye.